continue collecting, and remember, stay casual. Welcome back, casual collectors. I'm Steel Wolf, and today we're bringing you a review of some 112 weapon accessories from Marauders Gun Runners. So again, these guys are Marauders Gun Runners, and they have a ton of accessories, especially for their 3.75-inch figure line that they have. They have a ton of accessories, military accessories, you name it. But they also do make some accessories for 6-inch figures. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the ones that I ordered. Now, I ordered a couple of them, so we're going to kind of just walk through them all, and you guys can kind of see what they're like and how they look on other figures. And definitely check out their website and see for yourself. And we'll go ahead and post that link in the description below. So my order was about 20 to 25 bucks, I believe. I ordered these things quite some time ago. I just never really got a chance to actually review these things. But I believe I spent about $20 to $25, and I basically picked and chose what I wanted. But they do actually sell little kind of like sample packs, I guess you can say, where it has a little bit of everything, and there's 2 different price points on those. So you can see that right here. So if you kind of just want to pick and choose, you can do that, or just grab one of these packs that are already loaded. So packaging, basically when they ship them to you, they're going to come in kind of like a bubble wrap envelope. And then once you open that, you're going to get all your accessories in individual little Ziploc bags. And I actually had no issues with the shipping. They arrived pretty quickly. Everything came intact. Nothing was broken. Nothing was missing. So pretty standard shipping. So here's everything that I ordered. Basically, as you can see, they're all packaged individually in these little Ziploc bags. So let's go ahead and get these out of these baggies and take a closer look at all the accessories. All right, so here we have everything out of the baggies and basically all set up for you guys here. So let's take a closer look at some of these accessories. Let's start with the bottom row, which is going to be these modular components. And we're going to start off with the PEQ A4 laser sight, which is going to basically be this guy right here. So take a look at that. It's got some pretty cool little details on there. Nice little sculpt in there. That's awesome. And here's the back part of it. More intricate detail, which is pretty cool. And if you notice this peg right there, that's going to come in handy later, which is one of the coolest things about this stuff here. But you'll see in a minute here. So let's go ahead and move on here. Let's move on to the next component here, and it's going to be this guy right here. And this is going to be our EOT optic sight. So let's take a closer look here. As you can see, again, nice sculpting, man. Definitely looks cool. There's no real paint to it. It looks like they were all molded in a black plastic, but still pretty cool. There's that peg again, which again, we're going to show you what that is for later on. And I bought 2 of these, so as you can see, this other one, it's the same thing. All right, moving on to the last modular component here, and that's going to be our large scope. And again, it's an optic, as you can see there. Pretty cool sculpt on it. You could even see that this looks like it's kind of like a riser, a Picatinny riser rail or something like that. That's what it looks like to me. Definitely very cool. All right, let's move on. So the next thing is going to be the handgun. Now, at the time that I made this purchase, they only offered 2 handguns. And they were pretty much very similar, but the one that you see here is going to be the P38 Walther semi-automatic pistol. But the other one that they also offered at the time was a P08 Luger 9mm semi-automatic. And that one I didn't get just because to me they looked very, very similar, so I didn't bother to get the other one, the Luger. But now when you check the site out, they actually have 2 additional pistols, more modern pistols. But let's take a closer look at this P38. So yeah, very cool. Look at that. There's a trigger, some sculpt in there. Very cool. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so this next one here, we're going to go ahead and start on the right. Let's go ahead and check out this guy here. Now this is a close quarter combat Mark II machine gun, and it also comes with the ammunition clip right here, so that's pretty cool. So let's take a closer look here, just at the gun itself. And look at that, freaking cool. All those cool little sculpted details. We can see Picatinny rails here on the bottom, Picatinny rails on the top, which is freaking awesome. See the trigger, here's the other side, looking pretty sweet. We can even see right here where the stock can fold in, but unfortunately it doesn't fold in, but you can see that it's there, the detail, so that's pretty cool. And then we have the magazine, and yeah, just like the G.I. Joe Classified, the magazines come off, so that's pretty freaking cool. Now, in the magazine itself, we can actually see some detail as well. Look at that. Pretty cool. And again, This guy just pops right in there, so that's pretty neat. Just like that, and look at that. That looks freaking awesome. So I love the fact that we can detach the magazines. That is cool. All right, so let's move on. Now I purchased 2 of these ones right here. They're the same. Now the cool thing about these ones, these are the Mac 10s, these submachine guns. They come with the actual suppressor, and they also come with the magazine for both. So they don't come as a pair. You have to buy. I just bought 2. So let's take a look at one of these guys here. So here we are up close, and pretty cool, man. Gotta say, for being so small, it's got some cool little details on it. Now let's go ahead and grab the magazine. Nothing fancy, but there is still some sculpt on there. It's pretty neat. Let's go ahead and pop that guy in there. Just like that. So if you want to display just like this, there you go. Or you can actually slap this guy on here. And this guy just ports in. There's a hole right there, and then just port it in right there. Just push in, and there you go. There is your suppressed Mac 10. Very freaking cool. Especially when you dual wield those suckers together. But very awesome. Again, this is the same thing. It's also the Mac 10. Alright, so moving on here to the far left, we have our M4 close quarter combat rifle with magazines. So let's take a closer look here at this M4. Looking pretty sweet. Look at this thing here, man. Look at all these Picatinny rails. That is awesome. Picatinny rails on the top. Cool looking collapsible stock. That's awesome. Man, that is cool. Love this. And of course, they gave us not 1, but 2 magazines. They kind of change up the look. So let's go ahead and go with this one first. You can see it's got sculpt on it as well. There we go. You see that sculpt on there. That's pretty cool. And let's pop this guy in. Just like that. And look at that. Check that out. That looks cool. Very awesome. Let's go ahead and try the other mag. This magazine only goes in one way, so with the bigger part here, it goes towards the front. Just like that. And look at that. Definitely changes the look of the gun, so pretty sweet that they give you 2 different options. Alright, and next we're going to take a look at the MK46 SAW compact machine gun with ammo case and bipod. Take a closer look first at the SAW here. And pretty sweet, man. So far, all these guys have been pretty freaking awesome. Now, the crazy thing about this one is that, as you can see, they added some silver paint to this guy. Right there and right here by the barrel. So, definitely stands out, and it definitely looks awesome. There's the top, sides here. Here's the stock. You can see the trigger there. There's the other side. Very cool. Cool thing is that this guy actually came with the ammo box. So pretty sweet. You can even see some bullets right there being fed into the actual weapon itself. And again, you guys saw that on the scopes and the other modular attachments, they had these little pegs. Well, those little pegs are so that you can actually port them in these peg holes that are located on the weapons themselves. So up here, definitely you can put a scope there, you could put the laser there, or you could put it on the side, because some of them have the hole on the side there. You can also put in down here a tactical grip. You can put the bipod, so you can do a lot of cool things with these things. But let's go ahead and put this sucker in place. We're just going to line up the hole with the peg and pop it in. Be careful because those pegs are tiny, but that's what it looks like once it's pegged in. Look at that. And I love that they put some green on this ammo box, and we got the gold for the ammunition. That's freaking cool with that black stripe. Very awesome. But take a look at that. That looks insanely cool. Man, that's awesome. And let's go ahead and attach the bipod, since it does come with the bipod. Here's the bipod, as you can see. It's got some sculpt on it too, so pretty neat. But same thing. We're just going to put it underneath here, and it gives you 2 different spacings. So you could put it up here or down here. But I would put the bipod up here, and if you had bought a tactical grip, you could put the tactical grip right here in this second hole. But let's go ahead and put the bipod right here. There we go, it's lined up. And that's what it looks like. Check this out. Look at that. That's freaking cool, man. Like, it even stands on its own. That is awesome. Man, I love that. So let's leave that guy there. And if you guys were noticing this up here, so this was also separately sold. But as you can see, it's basically an ammo belt. Look at that. Nice paint. Everything looks good. And it's more of like a softer plastic, so you can bend this guy around. You know, no big deal. You can use this for pictures. You can put it like on a table next to a bunch of guns. Or what it's intended for is you remove this guy right here. You remove the ammo box. And you feed part of this into this slot that's right here. You just kind of push it in there. Just like that. And there you go. Now it's belt fed. So that's pretty freaking cool. You can do the whole classic Rambo thing where you can have one of your guys holding onto the gun here and with his other hand kind of holding the belt there. So pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. But again, this ammo belt was sold separately. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to take a look at the MK13 sniper rifle that did come with the scope, the bipod, and the magazine. So let's take a closer look at the sniper rifle itself. And yeah, pretty sweet, man. Look at that. That is kick-ass. Sweet. Alright, let's get the accessories on this sucker. So let's go ahead and start with the scope that they gave us. And this is a scope that comes with it, so very cool. Definitely get some range on this guy. So let's take a look here, and you can see on the top we have these two ports right there, these two portholes, and we're just going to peg those onto here. Again, just be careful with these pegs because they are tiny. And there you go. Look at that. Pretty cool. And look, they stay on there pretty well like that. They're not going to fall off on you, but love this. Very, very awesome. And let's go ahead and take a look at the magazine that it comes with. Look at that. Pretty freaking cool. That is awesome. So let's go ahead and load up this magazine. Look at that. That looks freaking cool, man. Love that. And last but not least, the bipod. Now this bipod is a little different from the one that came with the Submachine gun. And as you can see, it's because it kind of gives you two ways to display this thing on the weapon. You can either port it in upwards like this into the weapon, so it'll kind of look like this. It'll look like that, so that it looks like the bipod's actually being used to balance the weapon or to hold the weapon. Or you can actually port it in this way, which would be like this. And it kind of makes it look like as if you're not using it and you just put up your bipod. Very cool that it gives you two different options of how to display it on the weapon. Look at that. Very awesome. And let's go ahead and try it the other way. And there you go. Look at that. Pretty sweet. So there you go. That's my whole haul from Marauders Inc. Gun Runners. And I gotta say, I absolutely love it. Now, if you're curious on price points, like I said, I spent about 20 to 25 bucks, give or take. And that doesn't seem expensive to me because I've seen other places that charge you literally an arm and a leg for stuff like this. They literally almost want exactly what a figure would cost you, or even more than that, just to get your hands on some accessories like this. So let's go ahead and cover some of these prices here. Let's go ahead and start with these modular attachments down here, the scope and the laser sight. Now, he does offer two different laser sights, and one of them is the PEQ A2 laser sight. Now again, the one that I purchased, this one here, is the PEQ A4 laser sight. Not much difference, as you can see, but it still gives you that option to kind of change it up. And honestly, both of those laser sights, they're only 39 cents, so that is not bad. So this guy over here, this is an EOT optic sight, and this guy was only 69 cents, and I did buy two. And the last one here is going to be the larger scope here, and this one is also 69 cents. Now, as for the ammo belts over here, that guy cost me 99 cents. And again, he offered two different handguns at the time that I purchased it, which was this one here is going to be the P38, and the other one that he sold was the P08 Luger. Now, both are $1.29. So if you wanted the Luger or if you wanted the P38, it's going to be about $1.29 each. Moving on to the MAC-10 here, which is again just like this one up here. These are just detached, but it looks like this once you put it all together. The MAC-10 is actually going to be $2. And you know, I can definitely justify that for the extra attachments that you get. So very cool. $2 for this guy. This guy over here, the close quarter combat machine gun here, this was $2.69. And again, it comes with the magazine. The M4 over here This one was also $249, and this one came with the 2 different magazines. As for the saw itself, the saw machine gun here, the compact, this one was $3.49, and it did come with the bipod, the box magazine, and the gun itself. And last but not least, the MK13 sniper rifle, that one was $4, $3.99. And again, that one comes with the scope and the bipod and the magazine. So definitely not bad, not bad. Definitely you get a bang for your buck there. So I am very happy with these things here. They go so good with any Marvel Legend or G.I. Joe. They go great with those figures. And just real quick to kind of show you the different things you can do with these. Again, this is how this gun comes, with either this magazine or this one here. So I kind of like the look of the other magazine. So let's put this guy in here. There we go. And let's go ahead and add some attachments so you guys can kind of get an idea of what you can do. So let's go ahead and put on this sight here. So boom, we got our sight there, looking pretty good. And let's go ahead and add this laser. So we attach the laser sight to the other side. So let's turn this guy around, and there we go. Look at that. Looking pretty sweet. I definitely like that. That is so cool. Let's go ahead and try a different attachment here on the close quarter combat machine gun here. Let's put in the same type of sight on there. There we go. Look at that. Pretty cool. I know I could push it in probably a little more, but that's cool, man. I think the hollow sight would look better on this one, but very awesome. And we do have an attachment that we can put down here, but I don't really have anything else that I picked up. Maybe a tactical grip or something would have looked cool down there. But very cool. So these guys are all decked out, looking really awesome. And again, the MAC-10, you can either have it with the silencer on or silencer off. So you got 2 different options. So that's pretty cool. And I already showed you what you can do with this guy up here, but let's go ahead and add a scope to this guy. Boom, look at that. Looking cool. Wait, let's go ahead and put the magazine back in. Look at that. So here we go. Now he's all decked out. I think the only other thing we could do to this guy would be to add a tactical grip right here. I think that would look pretty cool. Yeah, this stuff is amazing. All right, so here we have some G.I. Joe classified weapons here. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these. Pretty cool, you know, I love them, but the only thing I don't like about the G.I. Joe classified weapons is they're kind of gummy, so they're kind of bendable, you know, and I don't really like that because if they get warped, they look hella weird, you know. These, however, the guns from Marauders Gun Runners, these are a harder plastic, you know, so they're not gummy, they're not going to bend on you. It's a nice sturdy plastic. They don't feel cheap at all. They feel really good. Definitely very sturdy. They, you know, they're not heavy, but they're solid, you know. Very cool. But let's go ahead and do some comparisons to these G.I. Joe classified weapons. So this guy here would be the closest to this weapon, I think. And I think for the pistol comparison, here we have that P38. Let's take the silencer off this pistol. Look at that. So not too shabby. Let's put the silencer back on this one here, this G.I. Joe classified one. And let's bring out the MAC-10 with its silencer, as you can see right there next to it. So not bad, you know, they match up pretty well. And even though this is kind of like a grappling hook type of gun, I think the closest we have would be the sniper rifle. And as for the other gun, I think the closest thing we have to that one is going to be this M4 here. Look at that. So not bad, not bad. They don't look out of place. I mean, if you ask me, they fit in pretty nicely with these weapons. Alright, so for the comparison with other figure line accessories, here on the left we have some Marvel Legend weapons, and on the right we have the Marauders Gun Runner weapons. And as you can see, the top 2 ones here up here, these are your assault rifles, and this is the one that came with the 2-pack of Hela and the Executioner, which is another M4, and that looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good. This is the one that came with, you know, Punisher and Killmonger, but we have that attachment at the bottom, the grenade launcher, looking pretty sweet. You know, but it still looks a little bulky compared to that one there. And here's some submachine guns here. I believe both of these came with the Punisher, the one that came with the motorcycle. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm still digging this one a lot more. And down here we have some pistols, and these are kind of the ones that would come with Deadpool. Kind of a weird looking futuristic pistol. And then we have these little tiny little pistols that came with the Black Widow, or one of the Black Widows. So yeah, I don't know, I'm still digging this stuff here. So let's go ahead and check out how these weapons look on different action figure lines. So right away, let's starting off with the DC Multiverse McFarlane figures. And here we have the 7-inch Batman with the saw machine gun. And here we have the N4 on Batman. Again, you can see that his finger is in the trigger, but yeah, that just looks way too small. Definitely way too small. So you're going to definitely have to get that McFarlane weapons pack to make this look pretty cool. Alright, for another comparison with different toy lines, here we have the Fortnite Victory Royale Shadow Meowscles holding the two MAC-10s from Marauders Gun Runners. And yeah, it looks great. I don't think it looks bad at all. His fingers are in the triggers, it looks good. I wouldn't doubt it that they'd fit in those holsters as well, but yeah, I think it looks hella good. Let's try a different weapon. And here he is with the Marauders Gun Runners sniper rifle. And as you can see, he's holding the actual magazine in the other hand. So yeah, to me, that looks pretty good. Definitely looks good. I think it scales very well. It's not too big, it's not too small. All right, and for another comparison, here we have the Star Wars Black Series Dengar. And I know it's Star Wars, but just in case you wanted to use these things, check it out. I think it works hella great. That's the M4 on him right there, and that looks good. And here he is with the close quarter combat submachine gun, which again looks really good. Alright, and here we have some Marvel Legends with the Marauders Gun Runners weapons. And yeah, they look pretty freaking sweet. Love that saw on that Punisher. And yeah, that's Ghost Rider sporting that close quarter combat submachine gun. So yeah, they scale perfectly with these guys. And one more comparison here with the Marvel Legends Punisher and Deadpool. And yeah, man, these guns look great. I do gotta say, the MAC-10s look just a tad bit small on this Punisher. I think they'd look better on the Netflix Punisher because he is a little smaller, but nonetheless, they still look pretty freaking cool. Alright, and last but not least, here we have some G.I. Joe Classified with the guns and accessories from Marauders Gun Runners. And yeah, they scale great. I mean, this is what most likely everyone's going to use these things for, is for their Classified, just to kind of boost the arsenal, boost the kind of styles that they have. But very freaking sweet. Alright, so final thoughts. Do I like these? Hell yes. I think these are freaking awesome as hell. I love the way that you can pick and choose, or you can get something that's in a set, and then you can customize it. It's modular. You can change the look around. The magazines are removable. That is freaking awesome. It kind of reminds me of the G.I. Joe Classified stuff, but I do tend to like this kind of plastic. It's more sturdier than the G.I. Joe Classified plastic, which is more gummier or softer, which these won't warp on you like the way that the G.I. Joe Classified ones will. So very, very awesome. I do like how they actually scale perfectly with these 6-inch figure lines. It didn't work with McFarlane. They were way too small. I mean, you could put it on, but it's not going to look right. They're going to look too tiny. But for the Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, the Fortnite Victory Royale, and any other kind of 6-inch line, it's going to work very well with those. Like even with Valaverse, I'm sure it'll work well with those too. So all positives. I don't really have any negatives. I like how some of the weapons come with things on their own. Like for example, the MAC-10, when you buy the MAC-10, it comes with the silencer or suppressor, and then also comes with the magazine, which is cool because you can use it with the suppressor or without the suppressor. So that's freaking awesome. And then the M4 comes with 2 different types of magazines so that you can actually change the way that it looks. So I do like that. And the sniper rifle, forget about it. Bipod, scope, and magazine, that is cool. But the only issue I guess you can say that I have is the fact that we're limited on the amount of different weapons that you can get from Marauders. They have a ton of stuff for the 3/4-inch line, but they don't have very much for the 6-inch line. I do wish though that they would sell the magazines separately. Right now they only sell one magazine separately, and that's for the F06, I think it was. But that's the only one that they sell separately. So if you wanted an extra magazine for the M4, you got to buy another M4. But it is what it is. You're not going to find weapons like this for 6-inch, this detailed and this modular, for any cheaper. I guarantee that. Well, I guess I can't guarantee that, but At least when I've looked, I've never found anything this affordable. So it's very affordable. These prices on these weapons, and very well made too. All right, folks, it's that time again for our rating. And I'm going to go ahead and have to give this a rating of and that's going to do it for my review on the Marauders Gun Runners 6-inch figure weapons and accessories. I'm Steel Wolf. Continue collecting, and remember, stay casual.